Soft music fades in, calm, modern, confident. Welcome to NSP Plus TV, Cambodia's voice to the world. I'm Port Norn, here to bring you clear, simple, and trustworthy news.
And I'm Nisa. Together, we help you understand what's happening in Cambodia, across Southeast Asia, and around the globe.
From current events and technology to health, the environment, finance, and entertainment, we break it all down clearly, without confusion.
We also proudly highlight Cambodia's culture, tourism, and heritage. Today, we look at a practical way to restore access to Khmer heritage while physical returns take time.
Today's episode in one line, digital repatriation, using 3D scans and open archives, can return Khmer stories to our classrooms, museums, and communities, even before objects travel home. Here's what digital repatriation means, and why it matters for Cambodia. First, the basics. Museums, universities, and field teams use photogrammetry and structured light or laser scanning to create high-resolution 3D models of artifacts and temple carvings. Those models can be shared online, printed in classrooms, and used as legal records.
Why this matters? Some objects remain abroad for years. Digital access gives teachers, students, and local researchers immediate ways to study and display Khmer heritage. It also creates backups, accurate visual records that support conservation and provenance research.
Let's be clear. Digital copies don't replace the need for physical repatriation and local stewardship, but they are practical tools. They help with education, virtual tourism, legal documentation, and community memory. Now, let's dig deeper into how this works in practice.
Case Study 1, a university partnership that scanned dozens of temple panels and created an open-access archive for local schools. The scans were high-resolution enough for students to zoom in on iconography, material marks, and restoration layers. Teachers told us this turned abstract history lessons into hands-on exploration.
Case Study 2, a museum that collaborated with a Cambodian community and returned detailed 3D models under a co-curation agreement. The digital files included provenance notes, photographs, and community narratives. Those files were used to build a virtual exhibit led by local voices.
The tools are straightforward. Photogrammetry uses many overlapping photos taken by a camera or phone. Software stitches them into a 3D model. Structured light and laser scanners capture shape and fine surface detail more quickly, but require specialized gear. Both approaches can produce museum-grade results when done carefully.
On the legal and ethical side, high-quality metadata is essential. Every digital object should include provenance, consent statements, and clear licensing. That prevents misunderstanding and respects cultural rights. Community protocols must guide what is shared and how.
There are real benefits for tourism and education. Virtual exhibits can prepare visitors before they come to a temple. Classrooms can use 3D prints so students can touch scaled replicas. For remote communities, digital archives mean elders' stories and local knowledge stay connected to the material record.
But we must also name the pitfalls. First, techno-solutionism, assuming digital replicas solve repatriation or conservation alone. Second, exclusion, projects that don't include Cambodian curators, technicians, or community leaders risk repeating the same patterns we want to change. Third, provenance confusion, publishing copies without clear legal context can create disputes.
So, what practical steps should Cambodia and partners take now? Number 1, community-led protocols. Make sure local museums, temples, and cultural leaders set rules about scanning, access, and attribution. Number 2, capacity building. Invest in training local technicians in scanning, metadata creation, and long-term digital preservation.
Number 3, open data partnerships with clear licensing. Use standards like IIAF or simple Creative Commons terms that protect sensitive items while allowing educational use. Number 4, robust provenance metadata and legal consultation before any public release.
These steps protect heritage and reduce confusion.
Let's walk through a realistic project plan. A local heritage lab partners with a university for equipment and training. Teams scan selected artifacts, and metadata is created with community elders contributing oral histories. Files are stored in a Cambodian-managed archive with public and restricted access tiers. Schools and museums use the public tier for teaching and exhibits.
Over the next 30 minutes, we highlight practical examples and technical tips you can use. First, choose a clear scope, a set of objects or a temple wall. Second, pick the right tool, photogrammetry for fieldwork with ordinary cameras, and scanning for studio-level detail. Third, document everything: who took the scan, when, where, and under what permissions.
Here are short success stories to show momentum. Local Rapid Item 1. A Phnom lab launched a free weekend training teaching photogrammetry basics to students and temple caretakers. Local Item 2. An open access archive of Khmer inscriptions went online with bilingual metadata. Local Item 3. A village team scanned household ritual objects to preserve memory before renovations altered them.
Cultural and tourism spotlight. Virtual exhibits can be respectful and explanatory. Imagine a guided virtual walk through a reconstructed temple facade, narrated by Khmer historians. That can encourage site stewardship and higher quality visits, reducing harmful souvenir markets and improving local tourism revenue.
Misinformation watch. We hear a common false claim that digital copies mean the originals no longer matter. That's not true. Digital access complements conservation and legal claims. It does not cancel the importance of original objects or local custodianship. Verify claims by checking provenance records, institutional statements, and metadata details.
We also see false stories that any scan can be published freely. In fact, publication must follow the rights and consent established by communities and legal owners. If you see a file without provenance or permission, treat it skeptically and ask for documentation.
Now, a listener note. We received a message from a teacher in Battambang who scanned a small statue and used a 3D print to teach a history class. She wrote, "Students touched their history for the first time, not just a picture." Examples like this show how small projects scale into community pride.
If you're starting something local, share it with us. Send a brief description and a contact at NSP Plus TV. We'll highlight community-led projects that follow ethical protocols.
Key takeaways. 1. Digital repatriation is a practical tool, not a replacement for physical returns. 2. Make projects community-led with clear consent and provenance. 3. Invest in local training and open standards so Cambodia controls its digital heritage.
The facts are clear. The evidence is undeniable. Stand with Cambodia. Subscribe to NSP Plus TV for more reporting that centers truth and heritage.
We're here every day to bring clear, simple news and to share the stories that highlight Cambodia's culture and future. Thank you for listening. Soft music fades in. We'll see you next time.